Recording.
3, 2, 1.
And welcome back to another episode of Coffee Lands, the coffee podcast. I'm your host, Austin Amento, sitting here today with...
Also Tim.
Timiston.
Also Tim.
We have a new nickname, Timiston and Austim.
That's cute.
What's the first one?
Timiston.
Timiston. That's a good one. I haven't heard that
Austim is great too.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Oh, okay. You've heard it already?
I've never heard of Timiston.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And then we also have Lydia here.
Hey.
Hey, she's back from
Vacation.
Okay.
She went to France for coffee. No, she just had coffee in France. I misheard her wrong. Perfect. Well, Tim just got back from an exciting trip
in Nashville.
In Nashville.
For Golden Bean. Golden Bean, North America.
So
So it was fun.
But I went to Paris, so.
So Tim had probably a better trip.
Yeah, I think I
more
had
exciting. No.
I don't know. Never been to Paris.
We'll see how many questions came in about Paris.
Yeah.
Paris is the most
We asked
beautiful
people.
city, so.
We'll see. Tim also said Nashville says the same thing.
Yeah, would I say beautiful? Is
Yeah.
that what you just said?
Can't
Yeah,
be
no, I would say that about Nashville.
Can't
Over Paris,
Can't
for
be
sure.
right.
Over Paris.
Yeah, no, it's for sure.
So we actually started the podcast like a year ago. And we had someone talk about it a little
Oh,
bit. Yeah, from John from Abide.
Yeah.
So that was super fun.
Yeah.
But now Tim has gone himself, like we said last year we were going to go.
Mm-hmm.
So Tim went, and now can fill us in on all the fun
And I
details.
saw John there.
You saw John there. I forgot
Yeah.
he was there with his family.
Yeah. Oh, his whole family?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
I
were
just
there.
saw him.
Crazy.
Didn't see fam.
But
Also-
before that, we're going to
Yeah.
do what's in our cup.
Oh, yeah.
Bam, 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 bam.
Who wants to start? All right, I'll start.
Wait, our anniversary is literally in 4 days. Our 1 year.
Oh, from the podcast?
Podcast
See, it was so... Ooh.
Right? Yeah.
Podcast anniversary.
Wow, 1 year?
1 year. Flew by.
Dang, that's crazy.
Effortless.
Yeah, so few episodes in a year.
We did a good job. It was
How
like...
many do we have? I don't know.
This will be our 24th.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
wow.
we almost did every other week.
Dang,
was
no
the goal?
joke.
Which
I
was
was
the
gonna
goal?
guess 13.
Are you here ever?
Glad to know Tim pays attention. He doesn't know.
Tim listens
bad
to every
coffee.
episode. Don't even worry, people.
Episodes fly when you're
Having fun.
not paying attention.
Oh, gosh. Well, I've got Costa Rica Tres Milagros again. This is the roast he took to Golden Bean.
Yep.
This is our Costa Rica Geisha. It's a really special coffee. It comes in a little box.
Mhm.
Right now we have two really special coffees. We have the Red Plum, and then this Costa Rica Geisha Tres Milagros, which is a naturally processed coffee.
From like Terrazoo, right? Is that one?
Correct, yeah, from Terrazoo. It's super nice. Super sweet, jammy, good natural, fruity, without being too fermenty. Yeah, I don't know. A little bit of tropical fruit for sure. It's tasty. It's really good right now.
And I'm drinking Keramo.
Oh, shoot. Oh, no, that happened. It was so bad.
With the wide mode, can we still see everyone though?
We can, we're trying to record this episode for the first time on camera, and our camera just fell over. So that's what that was. So if you're watching this on video, you saw the ceiling.
We're back.
We're back! Hey!
I wonder how this thing works though.
So this is
Do we need to prop it up?
a super tasty coffee. I highly recommend trying it. It's completely different than the Red Plum,
Jason
but also
Milagros?
being pretty similar. Yeah.
Yeah, it's delicious.
It still has like some of those strawberry
Can you see
notes.
everyone there?
We can barely see Lydia. Or can't see Lydia. There we go. Good. Not too far now. And then what do you got, Lydia? You're drinking coffee you brought back from Paris.
I got this coffee. It's Belleville, which I believe is like a pretty big roaster out there. I think a lot of people use it. But I went to this brunch spot called Holy Belly, which was
Holy Belly?
What's it called?
Holy Belly.
Holy Belly.
They're a Parisian couple that like spent time in Australia, and they wanted to bring the Australian brunch scene back to Paris, which honestly I felt like I was in LA, so
Wow. Okay.
I guess
Oh wow, when I was in Nashville, it did not feel like I was still in LA.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
Weird. What's coffee taste like? It's Ethiopian?
It's Ethiopia washed Guji.
Can you say the rest yet?
Gote Sodu Gudubu. Guduba.
I never heard that before.
Wow, Duba?
Good do bad.
I'm getting like graham cracker,
Okay.
and then, but it's like, it's not as, it's more syrupy than like bright wash
Interesting.
Ethiopia.
So not like the
kinda,
usual brightness.
kind of figgy, but I had figs on my pancakes here, so it might just be why it tastes like figs. You know?
Memories.
You had pancakes here?
No, not here.
Oh,
We're
when
not
you were
serving
there.
pancakes at the warehouse
When
anymore.
did you have
We
pancakes?
did that once while you were gone.
Yeah.
When you were in Peru, we had
That
pancake
whole
day.
month that you weren't here.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's when we had pancakes. Every day, actually.
every day. Fake pancakes. But they were delicious.
Sounds good.
Vegan.
Fig and pear and
Oh.
chestnut cream.
Ooh.
Someone
Okay,
told me that figs
Chestnuts.
aren't vegans.
chestnuts are a big thing.
Yeah, they're not
in,
big here though, huh?
Paris. I had a lot of chestnuts.
I think I'm allergic to them.
You're allergic to those.
I'm allergic to a lot
Were
of
people like
things.
roasting them on the street? Chestnuts?
Chestnuts, no.
On open fire?
Well, yeah. Yeah, when I got stuck in Istanbul that one time, there was this big guy, big white beard, all red outfit, a little bit of like white, it was really fuzzy outfit, and he was just roasting chestnuts.
On open fire?
No, I'm joking, but that was happening a lot. There were a lot of street
You
vendors.
were
I was like,
serious.
serious too. I was like, wow.
There
Sounds
were
like
a lot of
Santa.
street vendors roasting chestnuts in like a little hot dog stand.
I don't feel like I saw any street vendors actually.
Yeah, it was definitely a much more like lower, what's it called, GDP area that I was in
Yeah.
than Paris is. So
A little bit.
yeah, I think all the vendors were just street vendors.
Yeah, right.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Keramo, which we did very well with at whatchamacallem,
Oh, good.
That golden bean.
at Golden Bean. And I'm drinking out of a cowboy cup for Nashville.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can't see it on the camera because it's so far away, but look at
Yep.
that cowboy.
Okay,
Signed
good
by
job.
Saw that?
Lisa
Yep, saw it.
Rona.
Do I need to clap again? Should we
You
clap?
don't need to clap,
Lisa.
clap every time we reference camera.
But it's very good. I think this is technically not the roast that we took.
Okay.
I think this is the roast that we submitted to another competition Monday.
Monday.
That one did that?
Yeah.
But it's very good. I forget what we say this coffee tastes like.
Yeah, I forgot
Oh,
what's it taste like. You tell me
let's see.
just right now on the spot. And we'll compare it to the notes on the website.
I smell like a
Wrong.
little bit of dried strawberry.
Pulling it up right now.
Oh, this camera thing is going to take some getting used to. It fell over again.
We just need to put it on something better.
We just need like a tripod.
I bet it'll stick to this.
Well, we'll talk about this Keramo quite a bit, but it is not a current offering. It's about to be released, I think, next week.
Yes.
So by the time you're listening to this, it'll almost be to the stores. So just listen to this and then give yourself like a few days and then check out your outcome.
Get to this point, pause the podcast.
Wait 4
Start
days.
it
How's that?
again and
That looks, it'll take a second. Perfect.
Let me check. $1 million?
$1 million. Perfect. Even better than before. It's never looked better, Tim.
also if you're only
Alright.
listening to this podcast, you need to stop and go on YouTube and watch it.
Where
All
we think
of
we'll
the
have it posted
comedy.
if we know how to do it.
Wait, it's for sure not comedy. It's just mistakes. We just keep messing up
It's just
things.
There's the comedy portion's next.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
what's
it's a
going on.
segment,
Oh,
it's
that's
on
why
the
you
thing.
warned them. You're
Yeah.
like, it's about to get.
It's about to.
So funny.
If Tim ever says our tasting notes on this coffee, it'll get to the
Do you have them
comedy
pulled up
segment.
on the thing?
I'm working on it. They're not on the website, so I have to.
Oh,
here
yeah.
we go. Here we go.
Talent shop for
On roaster triples.
Ooh, that too.
All right.
I would say grape.
You said dried strawberry. Also.
Well, that was aroma. Is that on the thing then?
No.
Dang. No, I don't want to say that. I was just saying it smells like that. I said grape.
Okay. Remember we did this together with the 4
Dang.
coffees.
I do remember, but mostly I'm just trying to remember what we wrote. I can't.
Yeah, you're just not even thinking about it.
Kiwi?
No.
Alright, well, I like this coffee.
There we go.
It was,
Perfect.
Pretty good.
White grape.
White grape,
White
and
grape.
what else?
So you were right there. Yuzu, lemon, and then cacao nibs.
Ah, that's right.
It's so
Oh, that was the
good.
first roast, though. That's fine.
That's why.
Oh,
Different.
yeah,
yeah.
right.
Different.
This is more
Different but
like
the same.
red grape, yellow grape, purple grape
Yeah.
that I'm getting in this one.
Fantastic. So Golden Bean, for everyone who has never heard of it, is a roasting competition. Started in Australia, now it's in North America.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know, I can't remember. It's what, 4 or 5 years going on now?
Yeah, I think this was the fifth year in North America.
Okay.
Yep.
So 5th year in North America. I think we've entered it every year now. We did the best we've ever done. Spoiler alert. But I believe there were, 400 roasters
Who submitted coffees? I think something
and
like
then
that,
1,300 coffees submitted.
1,300 submissions.
And then there are, what are they, 15 categories? Or
11.
11?
Maybe 12 including decaf, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. I mean, that's not the way it breaks down, but 100 coffees per category.
Right. Yeah, definitely there's some
Categories
more in filter coffee and espresso, and then there's less in decaf and milk drinks and stuff like that.
Yeah. Very cool. That's crazy. So,
very cool.
Do.
Right?
Well, yeah. What do you do? What'd you do?
So what did I do when I went?
Yeah, because last year we were so unsure about what it was. We had John come on, talk to us a little bit about it. Now you lived it.
Yeah.
So what did your time in Nashville look like?
Yeah, so I got there, and the first day we arrive at 9 or whatever, and then we do a couple of run through judging. So they brought out the same coffees to everyone, and we all were scoring it together. And there weren't that many people on that first day. I'd say there's probably maybe 50 to 75 people in the room.
So you're tasting coffee just in a cup.
Yeah, so
not
they bring it out. No,
just
not cupping.
brewed coffee
they brew coffee on something. I think those Bonavita.
I think the Breville.
Yeah, the Breville.
No, they're the Beemore ones. They're the Beemore ones.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're brewing everything on those, and then they just bring them out, and we all scored them with some head judges kind of overseeing and helping us be closer to where we should be.
Okay.
Because everyone's going to judge with some level of bias, you know?
Sure.
If you don't roast dark coffees, or if you don't roast light coffees ever, then tasting those things is going to be a little more surprising than it should be.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So we judged those first few coffees, and then after that they really just start bringing out actual competition coffees, and you're partnered up with someone, and then you're just judging coffees together.
So all the coffees are scored by 2 people.
2 people with some roaming head judges. Yeah,
okay.
Who are coming around, and if anything scores outrageously high or outrageously low, they're there to double check and
make sure everything's okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Is that pretty much how all the days of the competition went?
Kinda, yeah. In between all the days, there was some lectures going on.
Oh, cool.
Most of them were just different green importers talking about how they do it or whatever.
Yeah.
Which was all pretty similar.
Yeah, because they have pretty much a lot of roasters or people starting roasting companies.
Yeah.
So very captive audience.
Mm-hmm. And then there was one of those guys that does the K-cup packing.
Oh, interesting.
He was there. He gave a little thing.
Did you get to try his K-cups?
They did bring out coffee from it. It was fine.
Yeah, not great, but not bad.
Yeah. His was cool because you could fit a lot of coffee in the thing. I think he said you could fit 17 grams of coffee.
I feel normally they do 8 grams or something ridiculously light.
So that was the good thing about his, is you could put so much, so you can have a pretty decent ratio for a 9-ounce cup of coffee, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, mostly just judging, and then at the end of the nights there would be little events and stuff at different coffee shops or bars or
so
whatever.
Just parties essentially, or competitions?
No competitions. There was no.
It was just about getting people together and talking shop.
Yep.
Individually, by mingling.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But it was fun.
Did you go to what was the favorite coffee shop in Nashville?
Favorite coffee shop?
Put them on the spot. You say I had one.
Probably.
Or who was your favorite shop, and what was the best coffee? Those
I
could
would
be 2
say
different categories.
Favorite shop I'd say was Stay Golden.
Okay.
I went to there was one event hosted at one of them, and then on another day I just went to one of them, and it was so cool. They had a very pretty coffee bar, and then also alcohol bar. They had full liquor at this place. Super pretty food. I didn't eat there, but they had really pretty food coming out. Drinks were all delicious. the space was very pretty. They had like hanging plants everywhere and stuff.
Dang.
Yeah, it was really cool. I
They're
like
a
that place.
roaster, you said? With
They
roast their own?
Yes,
Yeah.
they do. And then best coffee is probably that I had was at Keramo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I went to Guatemala with them a while ago.
Yeah.
They're very nice.
Their coffee is good.
And yeah, they seemed like they knew what they were doing.
I got like washed Ethiopian like filter coffee and then something on espresso, maybe like a Honduras or El Salvador on espresso,
Cool.
and they're both very good. Yeah, it was like the busiest shop that I
Really?
went to there also. Yeah,
Wow.
most of the shops that I went to weren't like crazy busy, but Keramo was just like it was insane. I had to park like down the street.
Was it like in a
wait in
downtown
line.
hub area or?
Nah, it was
Not
like
even?
outside of downtown.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe as people are going into downtown, they're going there. But yeah, it was cool. They had a cool little standing area, so like you wait in line, order your drinks, and then they had like a bunch of little round tabletops that were like standing bars.
Oh, sure.
They probably had like 6 of them for people to just like stand there and wait for their order.
Cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Good stuff.
Nice.
On the first day, to go back to judging a little bit, on the first day, I think I had the biggest range
Of scores?
of scores.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay. And what
I
category were you judging?
I was mostly judging filter coffee.
Okay.
I
So
couldn't do any of the milk.
Yeah.
So I only ever judged filter and then espressos, and I definitely tried to stray away from judging espresso.
It's hard.
It's just like so much flavors in espresso that I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like, someone else needs to. Does anyone do this well? I was like, I don't. So I would just like try to hand them off to people at my table if like anyone else was down to do it. So I mostly judged filter while I was there. And in the filter category, the range that I scored was, so it scored out of 40 points.
Okay.
So not on like an SCA system or anything. But I had one that I scored 32 or 33, I think.
Wow, that's good.
On that first day, it was very, very good. I actually thought it was one of ours, but I don't think I was judging our category.
Gotcha.
So I don't think it was ours. But it honestly tasted, I won't say what it tasted like, but it was very good.
You won't
And
say what it
then-
tasted like?
Yeah.
Why not?
Because it tasted like one of our coffees. That I've never tasted a coffee that tasted like that.
Oh,
coffee.
gotcha.
But then I tasted this one, and I was like, whoa, is this that?
But it wasn't probably. Or
But
it
I
wasn't
don't
for
think it
sure.
was. Well, it might have been. I don't know. But
It wasn't.
yeah, I don't think it was. So that one I scored like 32, 33.
Okay.
Because I thought it was ours, and I was.
And
trying
this
to
is a
cheat.
scale out of 40.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, scale out of 40.
Okay.
And anything over 30, they said is like for sure, like have at least 2 head judges try it.
Whoa.
And, yeah, over 30 is like almost guaranteed to get at the very least silver.
Yeah, but
in this
very
competition.
likely gold. Or
Yeah.
try to
At
the
least
running
it'll
for
be in
gold.
the running, yeah. So that one was very good. And then at the end of that day, I scored one a 9.
Ooh.
9 out of 40.
Whoa.
We got a low score, but not 9.
Yeah. But this was on, like, we didn't get that low of a score on filter coffee.
Oh, sure.
This was on a filter coffee. Scored it a 9. It was
Yikes.
one of the worst coffees I've ever tasted. Like, just, it was pretty dark and so bad. Like, the flavors were bad. It wasn't just dark.
Yeah.
The flavors in there were like, oh man, it tasted like,
What were the
it tasted like rubber and leather.
Okay.
Like, just
Sumatra.
everything that I don't really want in my mouth, depending on the activity.
Exactly. There we go. I was about to say, wait, that's not Tim's MO. Okay.
But yeah, so 9 out of 40 was pretty horrible, and definitely a handful of head judges were like needed to try it also,
Yeah.
and all of them were like
8.
just like yeah, they were just like write a lot of constructive notes, like because that's a fair score, but it's not fun to get that score.
It's-
back.
yeah,
so like
it's not
so
fun,
write
yeah.
as much like constructive things about it. Don't
So
just
what
say
were you
like,
constructing though?
I think I said like the roast was a little overpowering for the bean, like couldn't taste that much of the bean, and then I think that was the only constructive thing. Outside of that, I just wrote like what I tasted.
Yeah, which doesn't sound super pleasant.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I wrote anything pleasant for it.
So does everyone get their notes back?
You did.
Yes.
Okay. And we
Yeah.
got ours back too.
Mhm.
Got it. That's cool. So how
yeah.
many people judge? How many people were judging there?
So it varied day to day because it's like volunteer driven.
Right.
that first day, like I said, probably like 50 people, and then by the last day, there's probably closer to like, there's probably over 100 people judging.
Okay. But a coffee only ever gets judged by 2 people and then maybe head judges, right?
Yes. So but if something scores like very very high, they'll like circulate it again.
Oh, really?
Like
Okay.
everything is blind, so you
Okay,
don't know what
right.
anything is. But like the one that I scored like 33 or whatever, that probably got brewed again
And passed
either
on
that
to-
day or like a later day,
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
got recirculated just to like double check that it was
Interesting.
worth.
It seems like a
that
really
high of a
cool way
score.
to do a competition.
It sounds fun.
Yeah,
Like
it was
I want to
very
go
fun.
do it
Sounds
next year.
like very like, I don't know, you just get a lot of opinions.
Yeah.
Which I think coffee is weird because it's like so subjective, but then
Right.
there's still objectivity involved in that because you can do stuff like that and like you and 5 other people might agree that, oh yeah, this coffee's like a 32.
Right.
That sounds cool. We should
Yeah,
go next year.
But then
We
that
should
thing
go.
with like the subjectivity, like some of the head judges that were coming around would say things, and I was like, man, I just disagree.
Wrong.
It's just nothing like what
Are
you're
you
saying.
going to be a head judge next year then?
No.
Yeah.
You have to do it for like a lot of years. Like all the head judges have been attending for I think since the beginning.
Oh wow.
Like most of them at least, except for Michael, or from Michael. What's his last name? From Onyx.
Oh, what is his last name?
No, Michelson. No.
Mark Michaels.
Oh yeah, Mark Michelson.
That's always the
Yeah,
problem.
what I was saying. Yeah, I think he was like category judging, but this was his first year
Gotcha.
going. Yeah, but so there's like some subjectivity that is weird, but usually the score, everyone was like on the same page
Yeah.
as far as the score went.
One of the things you said that was kind of interesting to me was sounds like it was kind of like a free for all.
Yeah,
Like you guys are all
It
just sitting
does
at these
sound
giant
like
round
chaos.
tables. Well, no, he said like
yeah.
they would come out and you would like holler. Or what would you do?
Yeah,
Like, describe the
well,
experience.
the
like,
guy
how did
who-
you get chosen
You give
to
a
judge a
yeehaw?
coffee?
The guy who was like
Stop
running the
your
coffees, pretty much. The guy who was running out the coffee like samples for people to judge was like very charismatic.
Okay.
I told someone like while we were there, I was like, he reminds me so much of Deadpool. Like
Oh,
he was
okay, just
behaving like Deadpool.
Okay.
And have you seen that movie?
No.
No? Oh, it's
Oh.
so funny. I just watched it in a hotel.
It's
the other
very
day.
funny.
It was so good. But yeah, so he was coming out and he's very charismatic and he's just like coming out like shouting like, who wants this or whatever. He always has these like different weird one-liners that I'm sure he's just like trying to make
nonstop.
up all the time. Yeah. So when he'd come out, like there's so many people and samples can't come out that fast because they have to brew them all, obviously. So when he comes out, if you want to judge coffee, you have to be like a little showy about it.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, people were making bird noises and like.
What
he
were you
was-
doing?
Some of the time, I would just like shouting at him.
Okay.
I wasn't doing any sort of animal noises. I'm a vegan, so.
Oh.
Say lettuce.
And then some of the times he was doing like Marco Polo, like eyes closed. He was walking through the room, eyes closed, saying Marco.
Holding
and
a
then
tray of hot
trying to find
coffees.
it-
Fantastic.
Trying to find the people shouting below.
So, how many coffees did you get to judge?
So I judged quite a bit. I know that like on the last day, one of our friends who was there said that he only judged 2 coffees all day,
Wow.
Dang.
and that's like I don't know, a few
So
hours of sitting
waiting
there that he
around.
just and it's pretty lighthearted. Like you're just talking to the people at your table, anyways.
Yeah, so you could
But-
get busy just hanging out.
Yeah. But I probably judged like every day. I probably judged around 20.
Damn.
I was getting them.
Get 'em.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
But yeah, it was cool. I like the judging. It was fun.
So what are our results? What did we get?
Drum roll.
So we
I
got.
don't know how to do it.
Let's see.
Oh, you can do it.
We got. Oh, should we talk about how the scoring works?
Yes.
Yeah, we should talk about how
We'll
scoring
find out
works.
later
So, what?
how we did.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not how the
Yeah.
scoring works. We know how it works.
Stay tuned
So yeah, so
to hear our results.
on the last
Skip
episode,
to 28 minutes.
Stay tuned for part 2. Won't be.
So scoring is there's 2 main categories. There's like the regular category. I don't know if there's a
There's not like a term for it.
Yeah, so it's just like whatever regular one, and then there's small chain and franchise.
Correct.
And that's for people with what, over 5 shops?
It's I believe like
shops?
3 to 9 or something.
Okay, 3 to 9. So we were in that category. So we were in the small chain and franchise, and then under each of those 2 categories, those 2 like main categories, there is filter, espresso, milk-based espresso drink, and then
there's North America.
North America grown espresso.
Did you say decaf? It's
and then
North America is milk-based.
Milk-based, yeah. And then decaf.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm missing one group.
You are organic.
Organic.
Organic is one.
So we only entered espresso, filter, and milk-based espresso, and then our decaf also, because those are the only ones that count towards like the overall like champion or whatever.
The big trophy.
Yeah. And then in each of those categories, the way that it works is the top 15 scores get bronze, and anyone that ties at that score gets bronze. And then above that, the top 5 scores get silver, and anyone that ties at that score gets silver. And then the best one of the category gets gold.
So
So
it works the opposite way. There's 1 gold.
Yeah, right.
And there's
and then
5 silvers.
And then 15 bronze.
And then 15 bronze.
Yeah.
So there's at minimum 26 medals per category.
Yeah.
But if anyone is tying, right? 21? 21.
Yeah, 21.
Math. Sometimes 26. Okay. And then what is on the score sheet? Do you remember? Or should I pull it up here? Like, what are you judging on the?
It's like sweetness,
flavor,
aftertaste, acidity, and aftertaste.
Aftertaste,
No,
taste
there's no
balance.
aftertaste.
On this one it is. This might be a milk one that you didn't judge. This was milk. I wonder if it's different. Let me see.
I think it is.
Filter is sweetness, acidity, body, taste balance.
Okay, yeah.
So they are a little different.
So that's mostly what I was judging.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the espresso one is a little bit different. It might be the other one, that milk-based one.
Let's see here.
But yeah, that's what I was judging.
Yeah, espresso is sweetness, acidity, body, taste balance.
Oh, okay, so it's the same. Yeah, so I was only judging on those score sheets. And what was your question?
There was one.
Okay. So yeah, so
you answered it.
That's how the scoring works. Top 1, top 5, top 15.
Perfect.
So then our scores was we entered 7 coffees?
I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8, including
decaf.
coffee,
including decaf.
So we got 4 bronze.
I'm fact checking.
Yeah, 4 bronze.
4, yep.
And I forget what they were all for.
Well, we got. You want me
Should we
to
say
do it? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see here. Well, bronze. We got a bronze in for our decaf, which was a milk based. You got a bronze for our filter, the Costa Rica Trace Milagros I'm drinking. Got a bronze for Puppy Love, which is our current blend right now, milk based category. We got another bronze red plum in milk-based espresso. That's what I like that. Yeah.
So those 4 bronzes.
Yep.
And then, so that means those are in the top 15 in their category.
Gotcha.
And then we got 2 silvers.
Okay.
One for Trace Milagros.
One for red plum.
Oh, red plum.
For the espresso category, and then one for red plum in the filter category.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. I didn't know we got 2 silvers on that one.
Yeah, for red plum.
Or I didn't remember.
Or yeah.
Yeah. And then we got 2 golds.
2. What?
2 whole
What is this
golds.
super gold coffee?
It is.
So annoying.
Keramo.
Hey,
Which is not
for
really
sale
out yet. Yeah.
We'll be next week though.
Yeah.
We're gonna release it into the wild online this weekend, and then
in the shops.
Yeah. So first week of October, it'll start dripping into the stores.
Yeah. But it will be online before then.
Dripping.
Dripping. It's drip coffee.
It comes brewed.
Yeah, it does come brewed.
In the bag is just.
Yeah, to be a little bit more eco-friendly, we brewed it for you. So yeah, we won filter category, right?
Yeah, filter and espresso.
Dang, that coffee's so good.
So-
The coffee's delicious.
Yeah.
Sadly, though, we did not win the big trophy.
Did not win a big trophy.
Yep, they have a big trophy
How
for.
does that work?
So we learned a lot.
Yeah.
So the way that works is for the 3 categories that they're judging for,
Filter, espresso, milk based.
or in our instance, the chain filter, chain
Yeah.
espresso, chain milk base.
Right.
It is the single top scoring coffee you have for each of those categories, and then your
Oh.
overall score between your 3 coffees.
So if you didn't submit a coffee for all 3, then
Yeah, you
wouldn't
which
have a chance.
we had messed up that in the past. In the past, we've
Yeah.
gotten gold, but
okay.
not entered all the right categories. So this year, we knew what we were doing.
Okay.
Entered all the
We
right
thought.
categories.
We thought.
We got 2 golds. So that means we had literally the 2 highest scores
in 2
in
categories.
2 categories out of 3.
Oh.
But then we got a bronze in
the
that 3rd category.
Oh.
And then, like, looking
Yeah.
at our numbers, it was like, oh, we got like 32 points, 32 and a half
So-
points. And then our bronze in that 3rd category was only like,
Low.
it was super low.
Yeah.
I can pull it up. It was
17
embarrassing
or
low.
something.
Keramo got a bronze?
We didn't enter
No.
Keramo in that 3rd category.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
'Cause
what
we-
we meant.
honestly-
Oh, did we do
honestly,
red
I
plum?
was
We did
then?
red plum
Yeah.
because we really like red plum
Oh.
as milk.
Yeah,
17
then,
is what
Yeah.
I
red
bet we
plum
could
got.
have gotten it.
Oh, well, for sure.
I think we would have got at least a higher score on milk based if we had put
Gotta play the
Keramo
game.
in it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like it's kind of you don't really know, and we really like red plum here, and I personally think it's better than Keramo
Yeah.
in almost every sense of
Yeah.
the way.
Totally.
But in this instance, who knows how they
Right.
have all the brew specs, but coffee brews differently.
Right.
Even if you can plan for everything,
Right.
it's a little
The
different.
altitude in Nashville is different.
There we go. So we did not
The
enter that
water.
one. So Crimson
The
Cup
access.
had 1 gold and 2 silvers.
Yeah.
I think is what they had. Were
Yeah.
like their
Gold
highest
and 2
scoring
silvers.
medals, and the Crimson Cup from Ohio,
No clue where they're
I
at.
think is what we determined. They won.
Crimson Cup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like they're from Alabama. Roll Tide.
I'm pretty sure they're from Columbus, Ohio. Yep. So they beat us out this year. We're actually
So
doing a coffee
they
trade
got
with
the
them
bean.
to try their coffees.
It's like
Yeah.
Big Bean too, right?
It's a giant. It's
It's
a
big,
pretty.
yeah.
It's like the
Oh,
most
yeah.
obnoxious in the best way ever trophy.
Mhm.
Reg Barber, who makes a bunch of coffee tools, he makes it every year, and it's like, it is a giant golden bean. It's really cool. Clatch, we were at Clatch yesterday, and they have like 4 of them.
Yeah.
And very jealous.
They're like as big as your head.
They pretty much are. Yeah. So next year we're coming for it again. We did very well though.
We should just
We
freeze
did.
Keramo.
Well, we'll
Do
just
it
have
again.
more next year.
George Howlett.
We'll have more next year. We'll have vintages of Keramo.
There you go.
We'll submit
Be
both
smart.
2020 and 2019 vintage.
Yeah.
That's not a bad
I
idea.
like it.
I liked. We were talking to Mike from Clatch yesterday, and he mentioned he entered 6 categories: the 3
Oh, yeah.
normal ones, and then the 3 chain ones, because they're kind of the same size we are,
Oh yeah.
So I was like, that's funny. 'Cause
Yeah.
Then you could double
think-
win beans, but in a
I
very
think-
difficult
I
world.
think most people do that.
Oh,
Also,
well.
who can't? Like I know Crimson Cup was entered in
all the
sides.
categories.
Yeah.
Oh, so we just got lucky that they won that one.
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
That's great.
Fun.
So how are we gonna prepare differently for next year?
I'm gonna freeze all the Keramo that we got this year.
So we're
And-
actually not gonna release any
We're
of
not
it.
releasing it until
Oh,
2020.
no.
We're looking for
Yeah.
freezer sponsorship.
Our
Yeah.
second,
We'll
our
provide
second
coffee
year
subscription.
podcast anniversary is when we're dropping.
Keramo
Keramo,
2019
yeah.
and
Yeah.
2020.
Stay
It's gonna be
tuned,
hot.
folks.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. Wow. That's
No,
insane.
I mean, but realistically though, we didn't
we did really
we didn't do any planning for this one specifically for the competition, and I think that's probably where we messed up because we didn't ever taste Keramo as espresso.
well. I don't.
with
Did
milk.
we? Yeah, we barely even tasted it.
I haven't
'cause
pulled
we
a shot
just
of it.
got it
Yeah.
in time.
It was our second roast.
It's
we
weird
had
how much we don't plan around
so.
No, it's pretty normal. I think. I think everyone does what we do. I don't know what you're talking about, Lydia.
So had we pulled shots of it as espresso, we probably would have thought to just put it in all the categories.
Yeah,
right?
there was no reason not to have
Where
put it
with
in the
Red
milk.
Plum, we had just accidentally already tried that one as espresso and with milk because
And it
we
was great.
can-
Yeah.
So
Accidentally unplanned
right.
competition. 7th best barista in America.
Yeah.
Accident.
Accidents
See?
happen.
Whose side are you on? Are you
I
now
can't tell if she's
arguing that we
against us
planned-
on our
Yeah.
team. Not sure who she. I don't know.
Everywhere, nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. I think she's still in Paris.
I wish.
Oh, you'd be with Bella Hadid if you were still there.
Or Johnny Swim. More
No one
important.
knows Johnny Swim.
I've
A lot
never
of
heard
people
that
do.
name. Is that like
Never
Johnny
heard Bella
Tsunami? Johnny Capicola?
What?
Who's Johnny Capicola?
That's the name of the
I've
kid
never
in
heard
Johnny
that name.
Tsunami.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Johnny Tsunami's his
Oh,
dad, or his
yeah.
grandpa,
I have
remember?
a better
Yeah.
chance of hanging out with Johnny Swim.
That was a
Bella
good
Hadid,
movie.
Though.
That was the best movie.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Was that like... Which one came first? That one or the snowboarding one?
That is the snowboarding one.
Snow Dogs?
Remember he moves to Vermont?
But there's two of them.
No.
I think there's two of these movies.
No.
Is there not?
No, he's a surfer kid,
And
and he
goes-
moves to Vermont to snowboard, and then he has to
I thought there was
snowboard.
one about
And then
surfing,
he bridges
though.
the skiing and snowboarding.
But this is Johnny.
No, I mean there's just like a little bits of
Oh,
surfing.
okay. Okay.
Johnny Sue.
Alright.
I actually
I believe it.
Googled this recently because I was trying to text him something from that movie, and then I couldn't find any good sayings. So I just Googled all these things,
Is
and I
that,
was like, okay.
is that one like Go Big or Go Home?
I think it was,
Or
Johnny
is that not it?
Capahala.
yeah,
Back on board.
There you go.
Back on board?
But there's two.
Yeah, see?
So he does go back
Right.
on the board?
I think he does.
Johnny Tsunami is the predecessor to Johnny Capahala Back on Board.
And what's
I've never
Back
seen
on
that.
Board about? Is that
Is he
about
surfing?
It's gotta be. Hold on.
Damn. I guess, yeah, I didn't see
Oh,
that
it
one.
was. yeah.
Oh, it is about skating.
Oh.
Like blading
Wow.
or roller ski?
Skateboarding.
Well, the skateboards are weird that are on the cover of this.
They're probably just like...
They're like, they have really big wheels that go like up over the. They're like this.
Oh.
Oh,
that make
I
sense?
think it's like street racing ones. Is that what
Yeah.
Or
like
no,
downhill
is
racing?
it downhill mountain
Yeah.
riding?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
No one
What a
saw
weird
that movie.
premise for that
No
one.
one has seen that one.
No one has ever played that sport for sure.
No.
That's weird.
Probably not a sport.
It's a sport.
I don't know.
It's an action sport.
Anyway,
Well, let's get back to coffee, I guess. Very cool. Okay. So we should taste our coffee better.
Yeah, and we should taste it in all the ways.
Okay, yep. And they do put all the specs, how they're brewing coffee, everything online. It's pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like we should buy one of those coffee brewers. We can
Interesting.
filter it. They have the
What about
Show us
specs.
espresso?
They have the specs, but it's like I think Rancillo,
It's
Rancillo,
Ranchillo.
how do you say it?
Machines? Ranchillo.
Rancillo.
Someone
Jolly
needs to-
Rancillo.
email us this podcast at August 1st next year, so we like remember what we need to do better.
Yeah, email podcast at augiecoffeehouse.com. Be like, hey, get your shit together, Augies.
Remember this podcast, the things you need. Yeah, do that.
Go big or go home.
Shred the gnar. And that-
Questions?
Oh yeah, questions, Tim? We reached out.
Yeah. What time are we at? Should we talk about prelims before questions or
We're
after
doing
questions?
great on time.
Yeah, we're doing good. We're like, what, 30 something?
38,
Okay.
give or take.
Questions now?
Yeah.
Alright.
What, we're doing questions and prelims? I'm so nervous.
What about questions or prelims? About the questions,
Wait.
for sure.
For sure the questions will scare me.
Alright, so we have
Are
two
you going to ask
good
yourself these
questions as
questions?
of right now,
I'm excited.
and they are
Two different places.
from one person.
Oh, cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Only
Do we
one
know this person?
asked.
Yeah, I only posted it this morning.
Mm.
So,
Wow.
what'd you say?
Do we know
It's
him?
that whole planning thing.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Even though we knew we were
I
going to
don't know,
record
yeah.
It's been on the calendar for like a month.
Honestly,
no big deal.
You know what? It was yesterday.
Blow the mic.
There's a little feather.
Oh yeah,
or
the camera's
something.
picking it up. They can see
Yeah,
it.
they can totally see that little thing. You guys can see it too, right?
Right, it's
Okay,
huge.
yeah.
So distracting.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, last night I almost remembered to put something on the story,
Mhm.
but then because we had such a long day, I forgot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yesterday was.
Yesterday was
Yeah.
very long.
So let's see. So it seems like one of these questions is kind of about prelims, and one is more about the Golden Bean
Do
judging.
golden bean, then prelims, and
Golden
then
Bean
we'll
and then
talk about
prelims?
prelims.
Perfect. Sounds great. So his question ties into something that we touched on. And it's Ethan K. Coates. Do you know the person?
I'd have to see.
Name
Sounds familiar, yeah.
But and this person asks, how do you judge when taste is subjective? What qualities do you look for?
Oh,
Which is a good question, and it's a fair question. Should I answer it?
Yeah.
So at the competition, like I was saying, the subjectivity was more like apparent in the specific characteristics of the coffees, like as far as flavor notes, not so much about points. So like me and my partner were judging. I remember one in particular. We were like, it's solid, it's this or that. It's like a medium kind of coffee. It's probably like 23, 24 points. Probably from like Guatemala or Colombia. It was very like normal and delicious and incredible.
Yeah, I was about to say, wow.
You could really taste the hard work. And then one of the head judges comes over and is like, he tastes it and he was like, or this person was like, oh, it's definitely like a Sumatra, lots of like bell pepper, lots of this, lots of that. And like we told him, we were like, yeah, we just don't get any of that.
That was
like
the head judge?
we're tasting nothing like what you're tasting.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was one of the head judges. There's probably like
A bunch.
8 of them or something.
Okay.
But we were on the same page as far as points go. So like we just kept our like flavor notes on there and then went with those points. So with that with that scoring sheet, I think the way that you judge a coffee around that subjectivity is that you're judging the amount and quality of things other than the tasting notes. You're not judging
intensity and quality of the sweetness.
The sweetness.
And
so you don't
acidity.
need to say, you're not judging like based on I taste peach sweetness and you taste watermelon sweetness.
Yeah, Miller.
That doesn't matter. What you're judging on is the like presence of sweetness.
Okay.
And tasters at a certain level should be tasting that level of sweetness the same amount.
Okay.
Even if they're pulling out different like specific flavors, they should be tasting the same amount and quality of those things. So like there is no like
Do you have
flavor.
peer-reviewed journals to back this up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and those will be in the show notes.
I
Can you
will
put
link-
those in there
yeah.
for me?
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll need you to send them to me, but
So yeah, I think that's how you do it. It was a 2-part question.
Well, you said
and
they
then
also
something
asked
about prelims.
about
and then
prelims.
what qualities do you look for? Yeah, but touched on that. All right, so then this one is about prelims. So whichever one of you two want to answer it. Ethan K. Coates or Cotes or something says, how can I train for coffee competition with entry-level equipment? Is that possible?
Well, I think it depends on the competition.
I mean, for roasting, probably not.
I don't know. I mean, you could submit this coffee and you could roast it on a bee more,
I mean, you could.
and it
But-
could be just as good as whatever you're gonna do.
Yeah. Thank you.
I mean, might not be, but it might be. Cup tasters, same thing though. I feel like you could just batch brew a bunch of coffees and taste and practice
Yeah,
that.
for sure, cup tasters. I don't know.
I know that they're
It's
trying.
hard to say
yeah.
because of I don't know, water. Could
But
be
water's always gonna be different. Like we're gonna practice with our water here, and then
true, but
I'm gonna go. The thing about prelims though is like, you don't even know the coffees till you get there. So you're gonna taste them there, and then you're gonna go on equipment that they provide everything you could ever need in terms of like smallwares for brewer's cup and stuff like that. So I think it's just like having.
I mean, yes, you can. You absolutely can.
I think you could, and I think you could do fine.
I don't know. I think I would maybe argue against success rates
Sure.
based on those things.
Yeah.
Well,
But
let's check
I'm
the
here
peer
for it. I
review
support
journals.
you, Ethan. If you want to
to do it.
to do it,
You
if
should.
you are,
I think that's the whole point of
is cheering
that's the
you
whole
on.
point of prelims is like to just go
Yeah.
up and do the thing, and you don't.
True.
It's all an equal playing field. Like, I mean, I know I'm not prepared enough for next week, but I'm just gonna go up and present a coffee, and that's
I'm
like I do.
super prepared, so I
There you
don't
go.
know.
So I don't know. I think it should be fun.
Yeah.
So that ties prelims for
So the question
racing.
was, can you?
can you?
It was
How can you?
how can you?
So I think
I
just
mean, it's like anything. You just gotta practice it, and
Yeah.
you gotta. I mean, you have to at least know enough about brewing coffee to okay, I'm tasting this. How do I adjust?
Yeah.
But there's 8 gajillion articles and books out there about brewing coffee, so I think you can.
I feel like the biggest thing.
Can you put links to all of those in
All
the
the bajillion
bajillion?
will do, yes.
show us?
I think the biggest thing too about competition that I feel like a lot of people don't do until they do competition the first time is that no one reads the rules.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if you just read the rules and understand the score sheet, or the score sheet really even more so than the rules, because like all you have to do is like go through the score sheet.
And, like,
That's
tick
all
the
they're
boxes
scoring
the
you
score
on.
sheet.
That's all it is. And people want to go out and like
Totally.
have a mission statement when they compete, and I'm like,
Yeah.
if your mission statement's not to just play the score sheet, you're gonna do bad because no, like,
Unless you're very good.
yeah, sure, but that's
Like,
even.
Andrea Allen is very good, and she goes
But
up
she's
there.
still playing a score sheet.
Yeah, but her
Like she has a mission. And
Yeah.
Exactly.
it's
She can weave them together.
right where like what's his name? Was it Cole McBride this
Yeah,
year?
Cole
He went up there
McBride did
and
the
was
craziest
just
thing I've
trying
ever
to check
done.
all the boxes.
Yeah,
And he didn't end up doing as good as like Andrea did, but
yeah.
yeah. So he was up there like just trying to tick all the boxes, telling you why it tastes this way.
Yeah, but I
how
think
the
he-
flavors
yeah.
add up and
Yeah,
whatever.
his
like,
was a
scientifically
tough
and
thing.
stuff.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
all
it was
science
crazy.
based. It was crazy. It was too. It was hard to follow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think understanding the score sheet's like 90% of the game.
Yeah.
Because if you know what they're looking for and what they're judging for, you have to do all that. Everything else is like fluff.
Right.
Like I really want to just go to prelims next week and be like, this is the coffee I'm serving you, and kind of just go through, walk them through a score sheet.
Yeah.
Because you
really-
don't know anything about the coffee outside of, you know, where it comes from. You
And
don't have a tie with it,
The
a
thing
relationship.
with judging is like, I mean, I've judged once, granted, but like they really press into you like how to be like as unbiased as possible, and I think that if like the coffee is fine or whatever, but they have a phenomenal presentation, like you can't let that, like their presentation, affect the coffee and
Right.
the
You're
notes,
scoring
like,
the coffee.
it's about the
It's
coffee.
an espresso. It's a coffee
And
competition.
you have to, as the individual, like in order to judge fairly, you have to not let that influence. Like, this is really just like an average cup of coffee,
Yeah.
even though they killed the presentation. Like that doesn't, because that's the rules. Like that's the game that we're playing.
Yeah, like you can only get so many points for like showmanship and like
Yeah.
service.
Yeah.
And cool, you got 5 on that, but your coffee's a 2 out of 5.
So your
Now
score is
scored
gonna be
8
like,
times over
Yeah.
on every category. It's
Yep.
like, well, it's not gonna do well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
I hope
interesting.
to see you at prelims, Ethan.
So yeah, it'll be fun this year. Prelims are in Ontario, which is very close to us.
Yeah.
They're doing 5 competitions. It's going to be open to the public. Breville's a big sponsor and going to have a lot of fun stuff for people if you want to come out and visit. It's all day Saturday, whatever Saturday next week
A
is.
little bit
The
of Sunday.
4th,
I think 4th and 5th.
I'll link to it so
Yeah.
y'all can check it out.
But the 5 competitions are barista competition, which I will be doing, I think. Brewers Cup, which Monica will be doing, our trainer here.
Mm-hmm.
We have Coffee and Good Spirits, which is like a newish competition, which is
It's like
alcohol
Coffee.
and
yeah,
coffee. And
cocktails.
Danny will be doing it. And then that one is they're gonna have it like serve the audience too. So it's Saturday evening or afternoon.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You like drink the
Their
drinks.
drinks?
Yeah,
Okay.
it should be pretty cool. So you can get to try a bunch of alcohol drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lydia's doing the roasting competition, where she'll roast coffee. So everyone roasts the same
Roasting.
coffee, right?
Oh yeah,
And then-
everyone has the same coffee.
And then
So
do you do a presentation and to serve the audience?
It's like the same thing, yeah.
Okay.
So I'll do a 5-minute presentation on the
What-
roast process,
the roast.
whatnot, and then I'll do half-hour of audience service, so
Cool.
you get to taste it, and then
And everyone has the same coffee, so they
Yeah,
could
you
try
can-
like,
you can taste everyone's.
and they're all
roast
that's
in the
pretty
same
cool.
coffee.
Yeah.
So different equipment,
I like
different
that.
styles,
Yeah.
different philosophies.
Yep.
Very cool. And then Lydia and I are both doing cup tasters.
Can't wait.
Where you just taste cups and see if you're a cup taster.
That competition
fun.
is so fun.
It's very fun because you just do it and you find out immediately how you did.
Yep.
And sometimes you do really well and you think you're good, and sometimes you do really bad and you wonder if you know what you're doing.
Yep.
So it really puts you on blast every time. So
It's
that
gonna
was
be
the fun one.
crazy. With
There's
all those
so
events
many
going
things
on.
happening in
It's
such
gonna
a
be
small
wild.
amount of
Yeah.
space, and
And then Breville doing all those pizzas.
Breville's got a really cool pizza oven
It's
that
gonna be so fun.
we have
The
one.
one that we have.
Yes,
Ooh,
they said they're gonna prep for at least 600 pizzas. I'm gonna eat
Yeah.
600
I'm gonna
pizzas.
eat. Well, I'm gonna eat like 100.
Yeah, so I can have
like
100, and Tim can have 100. Yes. So it should be fun.
Yeah, and then we're gonna take alcohol slushies.
Oh yeah, we'll have alcohol
So if
slushies.
people want to come try
It's like
alcohol slushies.
Augie's signature move, I think.
Mhm.
Is what I've been told.
Pretty much.
Sweet. Man, what else we got going on? A lot of cool merch dropping soon.
Yep.
But
A lot of like cool fall type stuff.
theme things.
Yep. It's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think we already talked about the tarot stuff.
We mentioned it. Yeah.
Those will be coming out in next.
Probably
few
next
weeks
week or the week
or
after.
whatever,
Yeah. We
They're
have
very
patches
cool.
coming
Very
out.
cute.
Yeah, we've never done patches, but we just ordered a couple.
We got patches.
Yeah, they're coming. They should be here in like 2 weeks. We
Yeah.
got-
Cool.
We're gonna try to do another round of socks, new T-shirts,
We should have
new
an
sweaters.
We should have an ironing press
Station
whatever.
at every store.
Plugged in at all the shops.
That's a good idea.
So that
In
people
the
can
bathroom?
put on their patches.
In the bathroom.
Yeah, that would safe.
Super safe.
Super safe. And then what else? We got a lot of really cool. Oh, fall menus dropping today.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
People
out.
can get the drinks, but I just think the menus aren't at the stores yet.
Cool. And you haven't
But yeah.
posted it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But people can get.
What are the
those
drinks?
Drinks.
You might as well
Drinks
say
are-
they're real.
PSL. That's per usual.
With real pumpkin.
yeah.
It's the best out there.
Fig and rosemary shrub. It's very
Wow.
tasty. I like it a lot. That one was made
It's
by
pretty too, huh? Like,
Yeah,
isn't it like
it's like
a purple?
purpley or pink or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Made by I don't know her last name, but Jean
Okay.
from
I want to say
Riverside.
Boda.
Jane the Bean.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how.
Yeah.
That's how I
Yep.
know it.
Yep.
Yes, from our Riverside shop, she made that drink. There is a matcha soda that is with apples and stuff, and it's pretty good. What was another one? What was
Cafe de Oyo.
Cafe de Oyo, yeah, which Ryan from downtown Redlands made. It's very good. It's like a
What is it?
Hispanic
Yeah.
style
Describe it.
way of serving coffee where you like boil coffee with sugar and orange peels and cinnamon, and then you just drink that. Ours is like an Olay style, so it has like some steamed milk on it also. Real tasty. And the last one, is there a
That's
last
it.
one? No, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's all.
Yep.
So good.
Should be fun. We'll run this
Good to
menu
see.
until the season changes again.
Whenever that is.
That's
We
in,
really
like,
only have 2 seasons.
that's around Christmas.
so-
Well, I mean, we're just going off of the whatever it is. Can't remember what it's called.
The Mayan calendar.
There we go. That's what it's called. I knew it was something there.
Great.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a podcast, and now it's on video
Check us out on
for all of you to
YouTube.
see. We got recommendations to do a drinking game next time, so we might do that.
Yep.
Where every time we say the word coffee, we have to take a shot. If you are into this idea, let us know on our email.
Or just text one of us.
Or just text us.
Email
Slide
us
into our DMs.
whatever you want to email us at
Slip into our DMs.
podcast@augiescoffeehouse.com.
Yeah. And then we have some cool guests that are like loosely planned coming up soon, so that'll be fun.
Oh
We're
man,
gonna
we have some of the
more
best
people
guests.
coming up.
Yep.
Gonna be fun.
Chris D'Elia, that's who we're talking about, right?
Yeah, I don't
I
know
mean,
if
he'll be here
the
in
paperwork's not
Riverside,
signed
like,
yet, but
next
I
month,
did
Right.
email the paperwork to him.
Perfect. So,
we'll
we're just
see.
waiting for his
Yeah.
signature.
Right.
Because he'll be in town
He's
for a
in the
show we're
signature.
going to.
Correct.
We're doing the Americanos for everyone.
Yep.
For all the babies.
Oh yeah, everyone should come see Chris D'Elia at the
Fox
Fox Theater
Theater.
in Riverside on October 17, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
We're gonna be there.
And with your
It's gonna
custom
be
t-shirts that say
so-
babies drink Augies.
So fun. And we should make those t-shirts.
We're making them right now. I just came up with it. Alright, we gotta go. We're in a hurry.
Things to do.
Bye.
Bye.
Felicia.
Bye.
Wouldn't that be funny though?
That'd be
What's
the
Babies
best.
drink Augies.
That'd be
What's